Hey, welcome back. It's a fantastic Friday on Liquid Lunch. Not so fantastic for your portfolio today. The Dow down nearly 600 as we speak, and the market's kind of getting an all-out colonic right here with the fear, fright, and hysteria from the coronavirus. But stay calm in these moments. Let the dust settle. Don't go out and start liquidating your whole portfolio. If you have some cash, take a look tomorrow at some of the stocks you may have been looking at for the last month and were a little high for you. Maybe deploy some of that cash, do some value hunting, because I think the markets go back up as soon as we get this virus under control. But when your portfolio is down, and all the best guys on the earth, the adults, are telling you it's going higher, it's great, it's the greatest economy, who better to get another point of view than one of the youngest entrepreneurs I know. He's 17 years old, but Jack Rosenthal is the author of Teen Investing, the ultimate guide to teenage investing. Joins us here today. How you doing, pal?
Hey, thanks for having me on.
So I was breezing through Teen Investing here, and I see you did a yeoman's job of talking to people about different types of little businesses they may be able to start, and the things you might want to look at if you're starting a business, and then you go through a whole bunch of terms about investing in stocks. What do you think the one thing that you're trying to teach teens about? But what do you think the one thing people really need to know when they're considering any investment?
So I think the one thing they really need to look at is, I kind of think about it as two things. That's the way I put it in my book. One, you got to look at, is this company going to be around in 20, 30 years from now? Because I don't make any investments unless I believe that that company today can weather the storm. You look at what's happening with the coronavirus right now. A temporary market thing, just like you, I agree that it'll be over in a week, a month, 2 months from now. The stock prices will recover. However, companies that are really going to be around for the long term are really going to be companies that can weather the storm. You can make investments in them, and ultimately, whatever the stock price is trading at today won't impact the long-term value of the company. So the very first thing I recommend any young investor do is take look at a few companies that you think are going to be around in 20, 30 years from now. Watch those companies and invest in them at a good time. Like, for example, now a dip like the coronavirus, I think is a perfect opportunity to invest in the company.
So you brought Frankie and I a copy of your book, Teen Investing. You know, I see a lot of these little biotech stocks jumping really high here because all these companies, they're promoting that, hey, this may be a cure, this may be an antidote, and all this other stuff. I always advise people to buy the rumor and sell the news. So by the time the news comes out, all the smart people already know about it. So if you're buying on the way up because you believe the rumors about it, but sell the news, people tend to chase stocks. Do you talk about chasing stocks in your teen investing?
Yeah, so I think that oftentimes, kids behave exactly the same way as adults. In many ways, adults are just older versions of kids. And whenever stocks kind of are rallying up, going up and up, investors kind of have this greed that it's going to hit the sky, like what happened with Bitcoin last year. It's not necessarily a stock, but it's the same kind of psychological effect. People think it's going from 10,000, 20,000. People are saying 100,000. Other people are saying 1 million. So it's the exact same thing in any stock market company. People don't exactly know when to cash out of their position. And yeah, I agree with that. By the time that the news finally hits, by the time that it's already finally been made public and the price is at a max, it's usually a very good idea to sell, not keep waiting on for more.
Let me ask you, Jack, congratulations on the book and all the success that you've had as an entrepreneur thus far. But when you provide advice for other teens who may read your book that might be looking to do something entrepreneurial on their own, what could a 16, 17, 18-year-old actually do in terms of a business? What are some practical examples of businesses that young people can engage in?
Sure. So I outline 15 examples in my book, and then there's numerous more. However, some of the key examples are, one, obviously getting a job, very easy source of income. It's not exactly the sexiest thing, but there's the most number of opportunities available for jobs for teens. And unlike starting a business, which is what I've done, there's no risk in starting a job. You take on a job, you get paid day one, versus a risk. You have to put up assets, you might lose money, and it could end up actually long-term hurting you. So first thing I'd say is a job. And then there's other numerous kinds of different entrepreneurial activities you could start. For example, one that I'm involved with is social media marketing. So I run a marketing agency. I help consult local businesses on their social media. That's just one example of a business that a younger 16, 17, 18-year-old kid could start.
You know, there's an old saying, from the mouths of babes, and there's something to be learned from the youngest and the oldest of us. And a lot of the simple basics that Jack is talking about in this book apply to you. So you might want to check it out. This is a nice, easy read, breaks down some stuff in really simple form. Go out, check out Teen Investing. It's not just for teens. It's for anyone who wants to just get their feet wet and start learning the basics about it. Great job. He's a whiz kid, and we try to bring in the best of the best. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with more Liquid Lunch to wrap it up for another week right after this.